Did you know you can resolve minor legal disputes in Missouri entirely on your own, completely without a lawyer? Yep, you literally can. Welcome to this explainer. Today we're walking step by step through exactly how you can file, fight, and actually win a small claims case right here in Missouri. So if you've ever felt, a little intimidated by the legal system, you are absolutely in the right place.
Picture this. A contractor just walks away without finishing a job you already paid for. Now you're stuck with an unpaid $4,000 invoice. Or maybe a former landlord is wrongfully holding onto your security deposit, and they're just completely ignoring your calls. Infuriating, right? You might be sitting there wondering, can I actually resolve this myself, or is it going to cost me way more in legal fees than the money I'm actually owed? Well, that is exactly why Small Claims Court exists. It's designed specifically for everyday people like us to get justice, quickly and affordably.
And that brings us to the single most important number of the day, $5,000. This is Missouri's absolute jurisdictional limit for small claims court. What that means is the most you can sue for in this specific division is $5,000, excluding court costs and interest. Now, what if someone owes you, say, $7,000? Well, you can actually still use small claims court to take advantage of its speed and simplicity, but, and this is a big but, you permanently waive your right to that extra $2,000. So definitely something to keep in mind.
To make this whole process foolproof, here is our roadmap. First, we'll figure out if small claims is actually for you. Second, preparation and filing forms. Third, serving the defendant properly. Fourth, your day in court. Fifth, judgments and next steps. And finally, some helpful resources and a quick legal disclaimer.
All right, Section 1. Is small claims for you? Understanding eligibility and limitations. Okay, let's dive right into this. There are some strict eligibility requirements you absolutely need to meet. Like we just talked about, your claim has to be for $5,000 or less. But, just as importantly, it must be a dispute for money only. Small claims court cannot grant injunctions, it can't force someone to hand over a specific item, and landlords cannot use it to evict tenants. Strictly cash. Also, you need the correct legal name and physical address of the defendant. I mean, if you can't find them, you can't sue them, right? Plus, Missouri law says you can file no more than 12 small claims cases in any calendar year, and you cannot be an assignee, which basically means you can't be a collection agency that bought somebody else's debt.
You've also got to beat the clock. In the legal world, they call this the statute of limitations. If you miss this window, your case just gets tossed out automatically. No exceptions. But good news, Missouri actually has some of the most generous time limits in the whole country. If your dispute is over a written promissory note for money, you actually have up to 10 years to file. For most other things, like oral contracts, written service agreements, property damage, personal injury, you generally have 5 years from the exact date the problem occurred to file your lawsuit.
Moving on to Section 2, Preparation and Filing Forms, getting your paperwork right.
Now, before you even think about filing a single form, it is highly recommended that you send a formal written demand letter to the defendant via certified mail. Judges absolutely love seeing that you made a reasonable out-of-court attempt to settle the whole thing before tying up judicial resources. But hey, if they ignore your letter, it is time to look at the petition for small claims. Sometimes you'll hear it called Form CIT 102. Listen, you do not need a law degree to fill this out. It's super simple. You just list your info, the defendant's info, the exact dollar amount you're after, and a really short description of the dispute. And by short, I literally mean 1 or 2 sentences. Something like, defendant failed to repay a $2,000 personal loan made on March 10, 2024. Boom. Keep it concise. You are going to get to tell your full story later when you're actually in court.
So, you take that filled-out petition to the Associate Circuit Court clerk. But where exactly do you file? Well, by law, you have to file in the county where the defendant actually lives or where they do business or where the contract was performed. Now, the filing fees are highly localized, but they are surprisingly affordable. To put that into perspective, in Cole County, the base fee is $45, down in Greene County, it's $35.50, and in St. Louis County, it's just $20.50. So yeah, it's an incredibly accessible system for everyone.
Okay, Section 3, Serving the Defendant Properly. Delivering the summons.
Filing isn't the end of the paperwork, folks. You officially have to notify the defendant that they're being sued at least 10 days before your trial date. You generally have 2 ways to make this happen, and you'll pay for this service when you initially file your petition. Step 1 is usually certified mail with restricted delivery and a return receipt. This is cheap, usually around $10, but the catch is the defendant has to actually sign for it. If they dodge the mail carrier, you've got to move to Step 2, sheriff's service. You pay the local sheriff's office, which is usually between $30 and $55 depending on the county and the mileage, to hand deliver that summons directly. And remember, this is absolutely crucial. If the defendant isn't served properly, your case literally cannot proceed.
All right, Section 4, your day in court, pretrial preparation and the hearing.
So, the crucial point to remember here is that in small claims court, the burden of proof rests entirely on your shoulders. You can't just walk in, tell a compelling story, and expect to win. You need hard evidence. So, here is your essential trial packing list. The golden rule in Missouri: bring 3 copies of every single document. One for the judge, one for your opponent, and one for yourself. You're going to want to bring original contracts, physically print out your text messages chronologically, bring cleared bank statements, clearly labeled photos of property damage, and written repair estimates from independent licensed contractors. Trust me, organization wins cases. It really does.
Now, when you finally step into that courtroom, take a deep breath. Expect a pretty informal environment. First off, there are no juries allowed in Missouri's small claims court. It's just going to be you, the defendant, and the judge. And while you are absolutely allowed to bring an attorney if you want, the whole system is designed so that you really don't need one. The judge actively controls the room, they ask questions, and they help guide the evidence. Just stick to the facts, and please don't go off on tangents. Oh, and you might be wondering, what if the defendant simply doesn't show up? Well, the judge can issue what's called a default judgment. That means you win right then and there, as long as you brought enough evidence to prove your damages, of course.
Section 5. Judgments and next steps. After the verdict.
Okay, let's say you present a totally brilliant case, the judge rules in your favor, and you win your $5,000. Awesome, congratulations! But I do have to give you a bit of a reality check. Winning the verdict is really only the first part of the battle. The court doesn't just hand you a check on your way out, you still have to actually collect your money. So here's the timeline you need to understand after the trial wraps up. First, literally nothing happens for 10 days. That is the legal window for either side to file an appeal. Once those 10 days pass without an appeal, the judgment becomes final. Typically, plaintiffs then wait about 30 days for the defendant to do the right thing and voluntarily pay up. If they don't, well, you have to take enforcement actions, like placing a lien on their real estate. And in Missouri, that lien can last for up to 10 years and it accrues interest the entire time. But wait, what if the defendant does appeal within those first 10 days? Or, hey, what if you lose and you want to appeal? In Missouri, appealing a small claims decision triggers what is called a trial de novo. In plain English, that translates to a completely new trial. The case moves up into the regular associate circuit court, the original small claims judgment is entirely wiped away, and you start completely over from scratch. So yeah, it is a totally fresh start for whoever requests it.
Now, if the judgment is final and the defendant is still flat out refusing to pay, it is time to force their hand. You can go right back to the court clerk and file for legal collection methods. The most common one is a wage garnishment, where the court literally orders the defendant's employer to send up to 25% of their disposable income directly to you. You can also file for a bank account levy to freeze and seize their funds, or, like we mentioned, attach a lien to their real property so they can't sell their house without paying you first. The point is, you have some very powerful legal tools at your disposal.
And finally, Section 6, Resources and Legal Disclaimer. Final support and wrap-up.
If you're feeling ready to take action and download those forms, head straight over to courts.mo.gov. The Missouri Courts website has all the standardized forms you're going to need. Your local county clerk's office is also just an incredible resource. Now keep in mind, the clerks absolutely cannot give you legal advice, but they are super helpful when it comes to explaining local procedures, giving you the rundown on filing fees, and double-checking that your forms are actually filled out correctly. And if you feel like you need more structured guidance, organizations like Legal Services of Missouri offer free aid and clinics.
Before we wrap this up, I do need to give a quick legal disclaimer. This explainer is strictly for informational and educational purposes, based on Missouri's current statutes. It does not constitute formal legal advice. Every single case is entirely unique with its own quirks, nuances, and challenges. So if you ever feel overwhelmed, or if the stakes just feel a little too high, please do not hesitate to consult a licensed attorney in Missouri to get some personalized guidance for your specific situation.
Well, we've demystified the limits, we've broken down the forms, we've prepped your evidence, and we've outlined exactly how to collect your hard-earned money. The Missouri Small Claims System was built for you, the everyday citizen, to find resolution fairly and affordably. So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. Are you ready to confidently take justice into your own hands? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Stay organized, stick to the facts, and good luck out there.